So, as I said earlier, Democratic senators, at least some of them, and we've got about half dozen, seem to be joining Republicans and pushing back on Joe Biden and Biden's effort to end Title 42 or come up with a new plan to secure our border. So joining me now is Alabama Senator, our great friend Tommy Tuberville, member of the Armed Services and the Health Committee. Senator Tuberville, as always, welcome back. You know, just, okay, so the issue is Title 42. But writ large, Senator, what is Biden's solution, policy, answer to this open border, no sovereignty, couple of million illegals coming across? In other words, it just seems to me they're in complete denial. They don't have a policy. What are you thinking? What are you seeing? What are you hearing?
Everybody's been confused, Larry. At least now, they're bringing up Title 42. They know we have a border, but we don't have a border, really. We need a wall, okay? And I've been down there. It is out of control. The American people do not deserve this. Title 42 just shows us they knows that their problem is there, but Title 42 is something that if they drop it, it's going to double the amount of people coming across. Some Democrats are for Title 42 staying only because they know if they vote against it, they would not possibly get reelected. Chuck Schumer's not going to bring the $10 billion bill up because of the pandemic relief, because he knows we want an amendment to that bill to say, let's vote on Title 42. Do we keep it or do we let it go away? But he's not going to allow that to happen. He's going to forfeit the $10 billion. I do not want to vote on Title 42.
So if he forfeits the $10 billion, what happens to Title 42? It just runs out in what, a couple weeks? May 20-something?
Yeah, 4 or 5 weeks. They're going to let it run out. And I know for a fact that Secretary Mayorkas of the Homeland Security has asked our DOD, we need help at the border. We're probably going to need military to come down there. It's not what you think, though, Larry. They don't want it to help protect the border. They're not going to take guns and tanks. They're going to go down there and do the clerical work to let them in and across the border. It's absolutely sickening to see what's going on.
That's an interesting angle. So I hadn't heard that before. But you know what? I'm sure you're right. I'm dead sure you're right. So you agree with me, though. I mean, really, I say save America, build the wall. You know, there's still money that was never spent on this. Biden cut it off. I mean, you're really talking about $10–15 billion max, okay? I mean, if they said build the wall, I'd give them their $10 billion COVID money. It all can be done. There's $800 billion that was unspent going back to March of 2020, for heaven's sake. Use that to build the wall. It's not that much money, and the security would be terrific. And then maybe we'd cut back. I mean, you know, Bill Hagerty was on last night. Senator Hagerty was on last night with an impassioned plea to deal with the drugs, the narco-terrorists, the fentanyl coming in, you know, processed, first coming into China, then processed in Mexico, and then coming across the border. The stakes are very high here.
Very high. First responsibility, national security, protect the people of this country. The people in Washington, D.C. have forgot all about this. The woke left, Biden administration, Obama, all the people behind the scenes making this decision, they do not care about protecting the American people. They want an onslaught of people coming in, and they're coming in, and the migrants coming in are asking for two things. They want to know where they can sign up for Medicare and where they can sign up to vote. That's going to be a disaster.
You know, part of this, though, these migrants, these illegals, are going to be very badly treated here, sir. You know, they're going to be very badly treated here. I mean, we were talking about them getting shuttled around the country. I don't know if they know where they're going. The authorities don't know where. The local authorities, I don't know whether you have this in Alabama or not. Nobody knows what's going to happen to them. And, you know, getting welfare is not going to happen immediately. I mean, I think it's a bad deal for everybody. That's why we don't want them to come in this way. You can have legal reforms. I'm all for that. But not this way. The very people they say they're going to help, they're going to hurt.
Yeah, they're just throwing them all over the country. I've seen this. I've seen it in Alabama. I've seen it in Birmingham, bringing them in on planes. They're bringing them in on buses. I flew out of McAllen, Texas not too long ago, sat next to a 19-year-old illegal, didn't have any papers, had a brown envelope, money, phone, and it had on it McAllen, Houston, Denver. She cried the whole time. She couldn't speak English, had a 1-year-old with her. it's going to be a disaster for a lot of these people. And we can't take care of them. We don't have the money, number one, and we cannot take care of them because, why, Larry? There's no plan. There's zero plan from the Biden administration.
See, I totally agree, Senator. That's the other thing. It's like a lot of their, ideological left wing. So it's like climate change. They have no alternative plan. So they want to get rid of fossil fuels. They have no alternative plan. So they think they're being kind and they're letting millions of illegals come through here. We have no plan to help them, to house them, to keep them. You know what I mean? And nobody wants it. I mean, I don't think the illegals, they may want to come here. They think it's going to be a paradise, but it's not. It's not going to be that easy. There is no alternative plan. These left-wing things, poorly thought out. Of course, then again, socialism. Socialism ever work, Senator Tuberville? You think it ever work?
No, it's not ever going to work. And if it comes here, you're going to see a lot of people lose in the election next November. But they're trying to push it as fast as they can, Larry. Next 6 months, you're going to see all kind of bills flying around because they know time's limited here in Washington, D.C. for the Democratic Marxist Party.
Cavalry's coming, Senator. Cavalry is coming. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much.